I've got a status update for you guys. So where the boat is at now, we've been here for maybe 4 or 5 days. It's in Fort Lauderdale on a private slip on the backside of a little apartment. And the landlady is not fond of dogs, of which we have 2. We thought that we were going to be able to schmooze her. We bought her an orchid. We were hoping that she would be cool about the no dog rule and just sort of waive it, make an exception for us, since we were only going to be here through the end of July anyways. No such luck. She took one look at Pumpkin and Bean and said, vacate the premises ASAP. So we made arrangements to move the boat to Fort Pierce. We spent all day yesterday getting boat insurance. We don't know how to sail is the problem, and we thought we had a month to outfit our boat with all the electronics that it's missing and learn. Now we don't. John and I are going to, by ourselves, not sail, but most likely motor up the ICW from Fort Lauderdale to Fort Pierce. It's about 100 miles from here, so we can do it. But we need to make sure that our engine's running like new. So we went out today and we got some stuff. Oil, to change the oil. New filters. And a new impeller. Now this is the bit that I'm scared for. Because in order to access the impeller, we have to remove the starter, and our whole engine is underneath a panel in our cockpit. Not super easy to access. Changing the filters won't be too bad. That impeller is going to be tricky. So we have some work to do.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm back here. I'm going to try and remove this starter, and then we're going to try and get to the impeller and change it. So after hours of fiddling with the starter, we decided not to take the starter off because one of the bolts is pretty much locked in, and it's so hard to get to that I don't think I can get enough torque on it to loosen it. Ended up getting the cover off of the water tank,
The
pump. Now I see the impeller, and it looks like it's in good condition, but since we already have it open, we might as well just put the new one in there just to be safe.
Oh, if only it were that easy. We struggled for so long to get the old impeller out, which was likely stiff after years of use and not being changed regularly. Although now that we've spent time down in the pit of despair...
Where am I?
The pit of despair.
I can't say I blame the previous owner for not getting down here as much as he should have. But after some elbow grease, many trips to Harbor Freight to find the perfect tool, and exhausting our patience, we finally got the damn thing out. Finally got the old impeller out. Only took forever. What ended up working was our neighbor Jack being an absolute G and having a paint can opener. Was able to like shimmy that behind the old impeller and just force it out. So that finally came out. You can see it's in pretty rough shape. Probably has not been replaced in several years. Now we're going to place the new impeller in there.
Which the paint can opener worked better than the 45-degree pliers.
It worked better than all of our actual tools.
Right.
So, okay, the new impeller, we're having trouble getting it in there. They're supposed to be turned counterclockwise. That's the direction that the suction kind of turns in. And so what we're going to do is take a clamp it down so that they're all turned counterclockwise, slide it into the little shaft, and then remove the clamp and push it the rest of the way in. Hopefully that works, because it's super difficult to get to. We've had quite a day trying to access that. So I'm really hoping this works and we can put the friggin' cover on the engine room and not look at it again for a while. We had to borrow a hose clamp from this little guy. He'll get it back in a few minutes. Hopefully nothing explodes in that time.
Try and pull it out.
That's what we're working with.
You want to? So Abby is down there now, trying to get that impeller in, having a couple freakouts.
I need a clamp. I need something I can use to prop it up while I unscrew this hose clamp.
A clamp?
Prop it against the starter. Something that's thick that I can just wedge in between it and the starter.
How about that?
Oh my Jesus. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me!
Yanmar, you really suck for this.
Whoever installed this f***ing engine like this is an idiot. Like, this piece, it's gonna have to be replaced frequently.
Right.
Why would you make it this difficult to access? Why? I have questions. Alright.
So
Enlisting some help here after I don't even know how long that was of struggling.
probably an hour, a solid hour.
Color.
We've been working on this all day today almost.
I think that's the right method, the one I was using. Maybe I just don't have the finesse. I'm struggling using only my left hand. You can't reach both hands back there at once, so
Yeah.
better luck to you. I'm gonna go shower.
All right, I'm gonna give it a go. So I've been struggling with it for a little while Abby's in the shower, and I think I finally got the impeller inside the pump. Yeah, so we're finally on the right track to being finished. I don't know if all the little prongs of the propeller are facing the right direction, so I'm gonna have to go in there and look, but I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. So Bean is on the other end supervising, like always. You need to do some work, man. But anyway, let's see if I can get a good picture. There it is. So yeah, now I just need to get everything straightened out and get the case put back on, and we'll be done for the night.
I know neither of us want to put the cover back on. We're gonna rock, paper, scissors for it. If I win, then you have to put the cover back on. If you win, then you'll put the cover back on.
What? Okay, so if I win, you put the cover back on, and if you win, I put the cover back on.
Whoever's not putting the cover on has to vacuum the whole cabin and do the dishes.
Okay, that's completely cool. Because vacuuming the whole cabin and doing the dishes is way more fun than putting that cover
Yeah,
back.
I know.
Alright, you ready?
Including getting all the hair off the settee cushions.
Okay. Alright. Woo! Woo! Sorry, that was a bit much. It was a good game. Sore loser.
This is the face of a girl who is not happy to be back in the pit of despair. Alright, it's Monday morning. Our plan was to leave early this morning. We've been working towards that for like 3 days. Did a lot of engine maintenance, did a lot of research, charted our course, had everything ready to go, and then last night we go to start the engine just to see how she's running now that we've got all of our new shiny parts in it. And what happens?
It won't start.
Nothing happens, really. The engine won't start. We think it's a problem with the starter connection because when we were crawling back there to replace the impeller, one of us might have jimmied something loose. Oh, so now we gotta crawl back in there today to try and reconnect the starter connection, but neither of us are electricians, so...
Yeah, so we're gonna get down there and see if we knocked anything loose. Yeah, wish us luck.
We searched high and low for the loose connection and even bought a voltmeter to try and locate the wire that wasn't connected anymore. But after hours of troubleshooting, we finally gave in and hired a mechanic that was recommended to us by our neighbor, Jack. Harmon totally saved the day and even gave us a little lesson in how our engine's wired.
That's 5W, this is 5R.
So 5W is 5
watts.
white.
He found the loose connection almost immediately, and the best part is he only charged us like $50. But we're just glad to have our engine working again.
So you guys may notice that we are sitting in the cockpit having beers, and this may make you think, wow, they have a lot of work to do and they're slagging off and drinking beers. But you'd be wrong. So we ended up having a mechanic come by because we were having no luck fixing the engine. He came and it took him about 10 seconds to fix the engine. He literally just put his hand back in the engine, didn't even go in the engine room or engine whatever compartment. Put his hand back in the engine, was like, oh. Twisted a screw with his fingers, and then he was like, turn the engine on, and it turned on. And so now, thanks to the lovely mechanic, we are able to set sail tomorrow, or set motor, I don't know, tomorrow for Fort Pierce. So we're excited about that. Thanks, Harmon.
But before we can set sail, there's one more thing we want to do.
Headed to Miami to pick up
A dinghy that we got off Facebook Marketplace. It was listed for $300. I offered him $150 and he said, sure, if you come today. It's a 12-foot dinghy, which is large, and we are going to strap it to the roof. I mean, 12 feet is crazy. You think it's even going to fit on our davits?
We'll find out.
Stay tuned. Alright, the dinghy's on. Now we just gotta make it home. Amidst all our scrambling and fighting with Yanni this week, we still found time to enjoy this awesome life that we're building together. And even when life feels like we can't catch a break, we always make sure to remind ourselves just how beautiful it is. If you made it this far, hopefully you enjoyed the video. We're going to need all the help we can get on this journey, including yours. If you want to help support us on this adventure and help us keep making videos like these, check out our Patreon. The link's in the description. And if you want to follow along with us, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Come back next week to see our maiden voyage and all the highs and lows that came with it.
So there's a crab on our deck. Please don't hurt me, crab. Please don't hurt me. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. How the f did this get up here? There you go.